I was just
Daniel's
I
mother's
was just
drink of
hopping on the
choice
train.
that she
the
drank
coolest
every
thing I
night.
saw.
Even when
Hands
she
down.
was pregnant.
Especially when
What's
she was
Dean's
pregnant.
favorite color?
Oh, purple.
We weren't recording, so now we don't know the answer. I hope so.
Favorite color is black.
That's exactly
It's from a movie from Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, I've never seen it. No.
And it's time to shut up because your host, Daniel French, is here to welcome everybody to this week's episode of The List Game. Let's go around the room and let everybody know who's who. We have to my left, Mr. Blake Benlin.
Hey, hey.
We have our good man, Eric Lorden.
I am a good man.
We have a guest all the way from Munich, Germany. Annika,
Hi.
what's your last name, Annika? Or do you want anybody to know? You might want to keep that a secret. This is a whole...
No, it's okay. Humph.
Right. We have, of course, Mackenzie Jensen in a fine cheetah outfit today.
Hello.
Insert pun about the fact that she's a cheetah.
Oh yeah, I'm a cheetah.
We have the mean Dean Machine, Dean Garcia,
What's up?
and Sam Mooney.
Hey. I'm slightly hungover.
We all are.
You're not the only one.
That's right, baby. This is a conversational improv game. Each of our panel members has a list of topics and or phrases that were drawn from the chicken hat. Their goal is to sneak those topics and phrases into the conversation with a tangent. Another member of the panel can call you out saying, "That's on your list." If they're right, they get a point. If you bluffed or if they're just wrong, you get a point. The List Game is listener supported. Join the List Game community at www.listgame.com. To contact the List Game crew, email listgame@cox.net. C-O-X. I'm going to read off the list cards that are going to be in our players' hands. They're each going to have 6, so I'm reading off 42. If you want to play along and you don't want to know this, skip ahead to 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Here they are. Kayaking in the streets. Cottages with legs. Floaties in fashion. Living in tree houses. Diving for dollars. Submarine subways. Dolphins as pets. Sandbag stairs. Water polo stadiums. Mr. Hanky. Treasures from the sewers. Beachfront strip malls. Sea glass skylights. Octopus's garden. Tidal electricity generators. Water wheels. The Tidy Bowl Man. Growing gills. Launching torpedoes. Saltwater ramen noodles. Filtering the sludge. Noah's Ark. Propelled by farts. Chicken with duck feet. Beware of shark. Floating apartments. Jetty made of tampons. Colonizing the moon. Drowning in the diner. Skyscraper pirates. Homing pigeons. Pirates of the Caribbean. Orca wrangler. Huff a pufferfish. Sea slug farms. Succulent seaweed. Slapping the manatee. Mermaid brothels. Amphibious vehicles. $1 million mobile homes. Waterproof cigarettes. And taco diving bell. This week's topic question is: scientists were exploring a part of the Antarctic where the glaciers had melted away when they realized that since that land had been covered with ice for tens of thousands of years, they were the first humans to ever walk on that land. As the glaciers of the world melt and the sea levels rise, how will coastal cities and populations build up, rebuild, and innovate to keep from becoming tidal debris? The floor is open.
Unless you live in Bikini Bottom, you can't very well take a city and push it somewhere else. So I think
Unless you have
humanity's
an Alaskan bullworm to deal with.
But he said
I
not
think-
Bikini Bottom.
humanity's options are limited here. I think you either while we're building a wall across our southern border, perhaps we could build a wall along every shoreline in the country, you know, and protect coastal cities in this way.
Because that will stop the ocean.
That's right. Huh?
Are the mer people gonna pay for it?
right,
Like,
and
it's not gonna come out of our tax dollars, right?
Okay, so Wall and Mer people. Is Mer people one of your things?
No.
Oh, is Wall one of your things?
No.
Wow.
Dean's just giving out points. Dean,
You're
call me on
welcome.
something.
So
Call me on
yeah,
something,
I guess
please.
Mackenzie and I get points
Damn.
for
I'm on it,
bluffing,
I'm
even
on
though we weren't bluffing.
Yeah, like that was
Call me on something. Call me on something.
What is a mer person? So that I'm
like a mermaid or a
Yeah, the
merman.
politically
Oh.
correct
It's like a
term
person.
Made a mer.
for a merman or merwoman,
Is Mer person.
or
Do you guys
a
think they
mer
have
person that
mermaid
doesn't
brothels?
identify as.
Huh?
Do you guys think they have mermaid brothels? I was just thinking about this the other day.
Probably. They're
Like,
intelligent. So.
You know what I mean?
You talking about like a place of prostitution?
Yeah, like mermaid prostitutes.
I mean, maybe?
Probably.
I
think
really want to call you on that, but I'm not going to.
You can.
I'm not gonna. No, I'm not going to. It feels like it was too set up.
Do you have to? Do you have to pay into balloons?
Maybe that's what he was planning to do the
gotta-
whole time.
You got to pay in silver dollars.
Pieces of 8.
Sand dollars.
Sand dollars, yeah.
Do they reproduce like fish do though? Because
Yeah.
like, they don't have.
Yeah, they do. They just lay eggs.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah.
you know, the male,
They don't
like,
reproduce like humans because
does
they got the
the-
tails
That's
and
the
stuff.
thing. Yeah,
the thing
yeah,
around
yeah.
and
Who made
then-
this sound effect? Because
Yeah.
I kind of hate that.
What was that effect?
What about male seahorses? Male seahorses give birth, man.
No, they just carry the.
They
child.
fuck.
Well, they give birth, like they squeeze the baby out, which is what I consider like giving birth.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like
didn't know that.
male
But they
seahorses
have
just carry
eggs.
them
They have eggs.
No, they
though.
carried in their seahorse bellies.
and they shoot them out in like this little stream of babies.
But
Duh.
isn't there? But they have eggs, right? And they put them like inside. I don't know.
Maybe,
forgot
I don't
how-
know.
You guys are
Our,
all
I don't-
very knowledgeable on the
resident
subject.
seahorse expert Mackenzie.
I'm not a marine biologist, so I don't know
any of this.
I'm just
All
a
the
whale
way.
biologist.
So seahorse
Futurama.
seahorse men have babies then in the seahorse.
Yeah, I know that they.
Yeah, not
Genome.
seahorse boys.
They're more
seahorse men.
seahorse men.
Only the seahorse men. You got to reach a
Because-
certain age of seahorse.
We could open a seahorse breeding stable.
Oh, and then we can check it out ourselves.
You cut
Yeah.
them open.
Yeah.
No, we
What?
could open.
Oh, you
Do you
could
know what a
open.
stable is? It's not like
Oh.
a evil lab.
No, no.
A butcher shop.
I misrepresented your words.
Are there seahorse brothels?
Hold on a
Are
second.
there seahorse brothels? Probably not.
Hold on a second. Just from what we have so far, I'm just imagining like a seahorse and a mermaid, and they're both just like in what would be like an underwater bed, like a seabed, I guess. Just like
Seabed.
seabed or something like that.
There's
just
kelp,
like
kelp bed?
a bed of just whatever. Just both smoking a cigarette, and they're just like, which one of us is gonna give birth? And the mermaid is just like, I don't know how I would, so I guess it's up to you,
It's all
man.
on you, dude.
Wait, why are the seahorse and the mermaid canoodling?
And what are they doing with the city?
gotta
too?
make
Because it's Sam's dream.
Okay, so we've got mermaid
Sam's imaginary
brothels,
worlds.
right?
Actually, I thought you were going to ask about the cigarettes.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
the
see,
seahorse pays for the mermaid.
you see
Brothel.
the ocean went over a
Mermaid
city that
prostitute.
had a brothel, and then the mermaids were all like, "Hey, we should make this our thing."
Or the girls that were already in the brothel became mermaids. Because we're talking not
'Cause of
just
science.
We're not just talking like
Because science.
No, I'm talking over time, not
mean,
just
that's
one
what
flood and
happens.
stuff. I'm talking like water world. You know, people start
Like
growing gills.
Atlantis.
Kevin Costner, yeah.
Dennis Hopper.
People start growing gills, man, and so that way you don't, you can just I got to go to school, and you just jump out your window, poosh, jump in the water, and you swim to school.
I've never seen Waterworld. Do they have gills and lungs?
Not everybody.
Some, of them have
Some
gills.
people
Some
say
of them
Kevin
do. That's
Costner.
what makes Kevin Costner's character cool.
Only boring
He's a
actors do.
I didn't think that was possible to have
All I know
both.
about that movie.
Well,
Sure.
maybe
Anything's possible in movie land.
as the oceans
magic.
swallow up coastal cities, maybe we interbreed with the mermaids.
The mer
and
people.
The mer people. Excuse me,
Oh,
You got both.
I get it now.
mermaids listening.
How do you get it on with a mermaid
How did
anyway?
you not get it before?
It's like,
Took
hey,
me
baby,
so long to realize that. I don't-
spread your fins.
I was thinking like
It's a blowhole, dude.
I don't know.
Same way you get it on with a centaur.
It's like no. It's like a whale.
Didn't
It's
catch.
it's a blowhole, dude.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen
It's
Norbit?
like a what?
Actually, that's how homosexual dolphins have sex with each other, is through the blowholes.
No way.
Oh, I was gonna
No
say.
way.
Stop
good?
looking around
Yeah.
with me.
I'm not.
Is that called a blowjob?
It's a whole job.
Somebody had to
I
say.
think-
And no, that's not on my card.
I think he gets a point for that. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
that'd be sweet.
no, fuck you.
So many puns.
Too obvious.
So many puns.
Jeez.
We need to start having like a separate scorecard for puns.
Yeah, I agree.
And whoever
a
gets
new
the
game
most
entirely.
loses.
Yeah.
Pun points.
Also,
Pun
can we go back a second? Like, how exactly did we go on that like tangent of just like having sex with dolphins? I mean, seahorses
Mermaid
and
brothels.
mermaids.
It
Yeah,
was
but,
just a natural
every-
progression. We talked about
yeah, but that's
mermaids and then
bestiality,
seahorses
man.
and
That's a
then
whole different thing.
dolphin-
I mean,
no, well,
they don't even have the top hat.
Dean
man.
was
We're
talking
talking
about
about-
dolphins having sex with other dolphins. though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not humans. having
People
sex.
were not involved in
No
that.
people.
I don't
no,
know
no,
what's
I
going
mentioned
on through your
waffles.
head.
I think
But
Sam
just
had a
leave it
little
out of here.
fantasy there.
No, I was trying to figure out where exactly we went on a tangent.
Nobody were talking about. No.
Yeah,
that
I don't
wasn't a
think
thing.
humans. I don't think
This is your thing.
Tangents
dude.
I mean,
are
we
what this
could.
game is about.
it could bring humans.
Maybe there's like a really
I don't think we
specific
should. I
brothel that
really
just
don't
has.
think we should. No. No.
Wait, what shouldn't we do?
What if there's like a
You bring
really
people into it.
specific?
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
I think eventually we'll probably get there. but
No,
it's a little.
no.
early.
You know,
No.
maybe
No.
we should talk whales and sharks. I think
maybe we
first
should
before.
all.
Whales and sharks.
well, at least
Yeah,
whales are
not
mammals. Why
necessarily
would you
together,
bring
but-
sharks into it?
Yeah, what? Where do sharks? Why are sharks and
Because
whales
sharks are
that
like the
related on
aggressive,
this
most
type
aggressive
of scale?
part of the. They're like them and killer whales are like the most aggressive.
The
ones
sharks
in the
So
aren't
ocean.
you
that
saying that they
So
aggressive.
they're
should,
gonna
like,
want to
hold
be
their
having
own?
sex, huh?
So you're saying they can like hold their own? Like, what are you trying to say? I don't understand.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just floating ideas out
They're
there.
not as
Maybe-
aggressive as you think. That's
It's an improv game,
Jaws
right?
Talking.
No, I mean I think
I
I'm
want-
pretty sure they are aggressive, right?
well,
sharks.
no, they only attack humans if they look like seals because of surfboards.
Usually
They're
they
not-
only bite people, and then they're like, "Oh shit, that's
yeah, they're
not
like
what I wanted," and
yeah,
then they swim
they
away.
don't like the taste of humans. They
No,
just
but they
too
eat
bony.
other. But they eat other fish though.
Well,
Sharks.
That's
I mean,
we
yeah,
eat
you
other
know.
animals.
We taste like shit
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah,
Thankfully.
that is good.
We
We're
eat
too-
everything. We're the monsters.
We are the
Mm,
monsters
that's
in this
right.
equation.
I
But we're
love
not.
Cool
But we don't have sex
Ferngully.
with dolphins though. So that's
We
That-
don't. We
that's
don't.
good, yeah.
I don't.
making that clear.
Let's.
We're drawing the line in
I
the
just
sand
want to
there.
say.
We're gonna start watching
In-
Fern Gully in a couple minutes.
What's Fern Gully?
What?
How?
You know.
I don't know
How do
anything
you
that you
not
guys
know?
reference.
Yeah, Eric, you
Ferngully?
monster!
I haven't
How
heard any-
dare.
Uncultured swine.
Eric, did you
You've
see
seen
Avatar?
Yeah, that's
No.
what I was about to
Okay,
say. If
never
you've
mind.
But
seen
I've heard of-
Avatar,
I've heard
you've
of
seen
Avatar,
Fern
though.
Gully.
Avatar is like a newer version of Ferngully.
And stuff.
Okay, so I've seen Fern Gully then.
I
Because
love
I've seen
Ferngully.
It's good to know that
I've seen
some-
Crocodile
No, you
Dundee.
have to watch it. It's very different. It's so good. It's it's about like these fairy people, and then there's this human, and they're like all like cutting down all the trees, and then the fairy accidentally turns the human into like fairy sized, and then like it's really cute.
And Tim Curry voices the villain.
Yeah,
The villainous cloud
Yeah.
of small.
Giant
Giant
that's how the
slug or
city's built
snail
up.
in this.
probably. At some
Toxic
point.
love.
We're building
You know
cities
any
here.
movies?
You got ferries.
No.
We're going to use ferries to build the cities that are going to be underwater or above water. We got aqua ferries.
I think we should do above water stuff.
I was
because
thinking
we're
above water,
above
too.
water humans, and so
And we could raise.
So let's stay
we could
above
build
water.
things
What
to
are we doing?
raise-
we could do like we could do
houses
buildings
up
to
and
where
whatnot.
like they like can float. You know,
realistic solution is
floaties,
oh,
building
float.
floaties.
float.
we
what?
Building floaties.
we could
Yeah.
build canals. That's
Giant
what
building.
Venice did.
I think we should do cooler
Yeah,
than
but
that.
they're
and we
sinking.
should
Yeah, but
do
Venice is
floating
shit,
buildings.
That's been done already though, Blake. That's been done already.
In
That's
their
been
defense,
We can do it
yeah.
better.
In their defense, it took them a
Rich
while
man.
to start sinking. So
How big is a floating building? Is it a
You could
house?
do-
Is it
you could do
A block.
I mean, you could
block.
go. No, I don't
One
think you
block
should do
size.
a block. I think it should be building at a time, and then you like take boats. But like you could do like floating, like
Yeah. Or
houses.
submarines.
Yeah, you could take submarines from places, and like each place like has like a little dock on the outside of it. You know, you could have like floating
Submarine
bars,
subways.
floating houses,
If
Actually,
we're going
what-
submarines, we're going
Submarine
underwater.
what?
Apartments.
Submarine subways.
Subways. And trains.
So you have entire
Fresh.
tunnels where you go down into a
Yeah.
tunnel
I
kinda
and
wanna
you
call her
get
out on
into a
this.
submarine and it follows a tunnel. That's pretty cool.
Would
idea.
these places be like
Eric, do
a
you want
part
to
of
say
their
something?
given, like where, like say, I don't know, New York went under.
Yeah,
Would-
pick any coastal city, right?
And they decided to build a city there instead. Would they still be part of the U.S.? Or would they?
Getting in the political side of
Would
it.
they be their own thing? Would they be like?
Are you
would
talking
they
about
row
pirates?
Well,
state?
I would say assume yes, and then if they want to secede, they have to go through all the bullshit you would have.
Or they
to
could just like
secede.
slightly push their city.
Be moped.
It all goes back to just
It's like anytime we don't want to be under federal rule, our whole city just floats into international waters.
love
Become a city of pirates. Oh, that's awesome.
that sounds fun.
Off of New Orleans, forget New York, man. We're gonna go towards Tortuga, and we're gonna be
Right.
the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Watching over people through skyscrapers, like that would be awesome.
Dude.
Come on, somebody
if you
call
want-
somebody.
No, dude, hold on a second. Dean.
Yeah, call us, Dean.
No, Dean, I just want to say something, and I want to say in
Designated
advance,
caller.
this isn't even on my thing.
Right.
Totally believe
Right.
you now.
Anyway,
like
Manhattan as a floating, just island out on the ocean that just, acts as a giant-ass boat full of pirates. And the Empire State Building is like the crow's nest. The bow could be Coney Island or something like that. Just imagine all the cool shit you could do with that. I want to see a show made out of that.
That would be its own
Skyscraper
country, I
pirates.
think. That
What?
would be that if New York seceded from the U.S. and became like a floating pirate island, like you're suggesting, I think that they would have to be their own.
It could be.
Their own
I'm just
entity.
saying
Yeah,
that would
they
be
would.
awesome.
There would be
Yeah.
Pirate City.
They would be pretty screwed though, because then how are they getting supplied and food and stuff? So if they secede from the
Well, that's
They'd have to
why
kill
you.
That's
They-
what
they
the
have
whole
hot dog
pirate
piracy
thing
is
was
for.
involved.
They have
Yeah.
New York
They go
pizza.
and
Are you kidding me?
steal things, and then they bring it to the top brass, which are in the top of the Empire State
And
Building.
also, if there's a shortage of food, you could just start eating people.
Oh,
not get into this again.
How far into it are we? 15 minutes?
Annika.
Bring it out.
How about giant vertical gardens up on the tallest buildings that you have?
Well,
There
you-
are places
oh,
doing that right now.
Yeah. Well, also.
I think that's one of your list items.
Oh man.
Giving people points as
Son of a-
always.
there are
bitch.
also places like in Dubai, they're making this underwater hotel. Where part of it is underwater.
Mm-hmm.
We could do stuff like that here, where we have buildings that are part underground, and then you could also have a surface area where people can take boats to places, or you can take submarines to places. So that way you have a surface level and an underground level.
Right.
Does that mean we can all have a Rolls
Dubai
Royce
sounds
as
like
well?
they're already ahead of the game on this.
Dubai is ahead of the
They're
game.
ahead
Dubai
they're ahead of
is
the-
from all the
ahead of
oil
game.
money.
they're
Yeah,
ahead
they don't
of
even
the-
have birds. They just have bird sounds, apparently.
We have birds now.
What about
yeah,
the
of
poor
course.
people as these cities start flooding? What are you going to do with them? They're not going to be parts of
them.
these giant buildings. We're going to eat them, of course.
You're just
We're
gonna
not
do
doing
They're the
this
ones
again.
that are gonna get cooked up.
No, they
I
have
was
this-
thinking, no, like
diced.
how I talked about. Well, yeah, I did talk about eating them when I did, but the refugees and all that, you got to make big old Noah's Arks, and they're like little floating cities where everybody only gets a few feet of space. There's nobody has privacy or anything. It's poor people shouldn't keep making babies. I guess you're going to be on the Noah's Ark, man.
I like that idea. Put all the poor
Movie
people with
ideas.
lots
No
of babies.
piercer on a
Right.
boat.
Put them on one of those islands.
And when they get hungry, we make that ayahuasca.
Oh, the
are you saying?
The
I
soup, man. Yeah, that's from
Oh, I thought
another
you were-
episode. Sorry, folks.
thought you were talking about the Worcestershire sauce.
And that, yeah, exactly. We're gonna have the people that want to save all these poor souls as the cities start flooding, right? So before we go all super space age and future about everything, okay, so it's just starting. The cities are just starting to flood every year. It's getting deeper and deeper. What are cities gonna do for those poor people in the 9th Ward and all? What are we gonna do to try to help them out?
Ward.
I've got a couple ideas. What do you got, Blake?
we distribute floaties and inner tubes to everybody.
There
Maybe
you
we
go.
could have,
Every time the city floods, you got to write it out.
I'm thinking we should have a diving Taco Bell, a place where you can go underwater, and the poor people can get food too.
A diving bell.
A taco diving bell,
Okay.
a place where
a
you
diving
can go.
bell that's a Taco Bell.
Yeah,
How are
yeah,
you going
yeah.
to keep their food from getting
Fish tacos.
And that's where they get
Keep
their
it sealed
cheap
up.
food, man. You just kind of get in your floaty that Blake gave us and you float up to the diving bell and it pops up. And you order your little taco and you're good.
Also,
And it's cheaper
Dean,
too because it's in the ocean.
Also, chalupas are already kind of soggy sometimes, so it's not that far off. And also,
I got a way to slow it down. As the water starts coming in, you know what a jetty is? Jetty, jetty, not Jedi. Okay, I'm not going that way yet.
We go into a different galaxy.
The Mon
But we're
Calamari
making
save
jetties,
us.
right? But the jetties have to be super absorbent, right? So we're making these giant 12-mile-long jetties out of tampons and maxi pads.
Okay.
No, all we need is a
That
couple
we're all
ShamWow
sewn
together.
together.
Dude.
and they
Really
just
good.
soak up the water. And because they soak up the water, they get bigger and taller and bigger and taller. And then we have the border walls that we were talking about earlier.
And that's how we solve global warming.
Well, no, that's just a band-aid. It just slows things down a little bit.
Well,
You
no,
still-
like, let's
you
go.
still got to build up the city and figure out what's
I
going to happen.
want to say
next.
that was one of your cards, but I'm not gonna say.
Come
it.
on, dude, say
I'm not
it.
gonna
Come
say.
on,
it.
baby.
I think that's just from the mind of Daniel.
Which
French.
part would you be saying?
I don't know which.
Well,
device
either
I
way,
wanna
it's
use,
from the
but-
mind of Daniel French because who wrote the cards? Well, actually, usually Rosanna writes the cards, but no, I wrote the cards on this one. Actually, Rosanna wrote, we got 42. Rosanna wrote about 18 of them. I wrote the rest.
Shout out to Rosanna.
Shut up.
Rosanna.
Rosanna!
probably-
She brought
she
us
gone.
donuts.
She's smart.
We love her. We appreciate her.
Oh, she brought the donuts too.
Yeah, she brought the donuts.
Yeah, I would have been on time if I'd have known there was donuts.
So as the water
There are
comes
a lot
in,
of donuts left, man.
I got
We
the,
how
do
did they
that.
come up with the
I got the
Taco
text
Bell
late.
diving bell? The diving bell Taco Bell. Taco diving bell?
that was good.
It's like you had a bunch of people like Seinfeld eating at the diner in New York, right? You were all at the Seinfeld diner. Sorry about my phone.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
just imagining an entire diner filled with people, nothing but Seinfeld. It's just all Seinfeld.
Yeah, but
It's like
then the
every
water
Seinfeld-
comes rushing in. So this is how come they had to come up with
What's
the taco
the deal
diving
with
bell.
undercooked?
It's because all these people are sitting in diners eating and
I don't know.
they're drowning. And now we got, a bunch of drowning people in diners, and you got bloating bodies, which of course are going to become Worcestershire sauce and
Wait,
soup.
wait.
And,
A little fish floats by and he's just like, "Hey, Jerry." He's just like Kramer as a fish.
I wasn't sure.
but
if
is he
that was Kramer
watching
or
people
George.
drowning in a diner, or are we just turning into fish now?
I don't know. I'm
That's a
just imagining
quick
Kramer
evolution,
turning
man. The
into a
wave
fish.
hits, and all of a sudden, whoa, dude, I'm a fish.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the,
so-
That's the
apparently
incredible
easy
Mr. Olympic.
solution.
Oh, we
So-
should have put that as a card. Okay, never mind.
Apparently, we taught fish how to talk, I guess.
Well, yeah, the easy solution
think
to this
fish
whole
know how to
problem
talk?
is just turning into fish.
Well,
all
they
of
never
us.
want to learn. I tried to
My
reach
fish-
these
Incredible
fish.
Mr. Olympic.
My fish talk to me.
fish?
They're
Okay.
talking right now. I'm just kidding.
The voices in your head.
Okay, but so are we gonna have like what are we gonna do about food though? Because
Diving
our
bell.
brands are gonna
Okay,
be
well, you
flooded.
still have the land areas like the Midwest and stuff like
Okay,
that that are
but,
going to be
like-
farming and all that, which
Yeah, but,
we have to assume that's still going well. And of course, from our future food sources episode, we're going to be making steaks out of bugs and all kinds of junk like that. So they just have to get their food delivered to them,
But see, I feel like that's gonna be very expensive. Like I feel like I'm sure.
and that's why people eat people.
We're done with this.
I'm assuming animals will adapt to the new environment, like cows with, I don't know,
I doubt they're gonna adapt that
fins
quickly.
and chickens with duck feet and
Yeah,
I
they'll
think
whatnot.
they're
It's
just
fine.
gonna die. Like if
They'll
this
just
is
learn
the
how to
They'll adapt or they'll
Which
die.
brings in the sea cow.
The sea cow, exactly. See, it
Our
already
loving
happened.
friend.
Sea cows just
The
manatees.
sea cow. The manatee, of course. Yes, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
They're too busy writing
thing.
Family Guy.
Can you milk a manatee?
We
I
can
know you
try.
can. I
With
know
its
you
manatee.
can.
Try.
I know you can milk.
I nominate Sam.
Hey,
I
what?
know you
I
can
nominate
milk
Sam.
to
What, to
try
not-
them.
I'll
milk a
do it.
manatee.
I know that you can milk dolphins and you can milk
I'll
whales.
drink
nominate-
straight
Sammy
from-
coming out of the water. I did it. I milked the manatee. Dude, that was a male manatee.
That was a manatee.
Good. Well, that's good.
Pun number 2.
You are
No, it was-
dressed.
Well, that's
It was
good
a
'cause
manatee.
Hey, I mean, the sailors who thought they were mermaids must have done something, right?
There are
It's a
some
man,
places.
baby.
You know, there are some
I just
places.
drank so much milk, dude. You don't even know. I'm gonna have such strong bones. Wait, what's that thing you said about the male manatee?
Dirty episode. This is turning.
This is
out to
getting
be.
really, really gnarly.
There are some
It was
people.
really thick. I think it had a lot of fat in it.
There was only one udder.
You stopped. You were just like,
No, we would only have to eat a
Does
lemon.
anyone have a, does anyone have a napkin? It's hard to get off.
That's not what he said.
Anyway.
That's not what he
so,
said.
I think we should open up jellyfish farms at which we.
Yeah,
in the background.
Wait, too many people at once. What was
I want to make peanut butter jelly sandwiches like
With
SpongeBob
jellyfish?
does. Yeah.
Peanut butter and
With, like,
jellyfish
the
jelly
Peanut butter
sandwich.
and
they look
jellyfish
really good in
sandwich.
SpongeBob, but I don't know if they would work in real life.
Have you ever
Sure.
tried
Soggy
it?
ass bread.
Aren't jellyfish
Have
when
you ever tried it?
when you take them out of the
Have
water?
you ever tried it?
Have you ever tried it?
Aren't they like just
Have you ever
hollow?
tried jellyfish jelly?
Oh, jellyfish. Peanut butter and jellyfish.
It's delicious.
No, I've never tried
Then you know
it.
what? I don't want to hear your shit.
And we're farming
Wait,
jellyfish.
peanut
to
butter
do
and
this, you said?
jellyfish?
That's right.
That's what you're talking about?
Have you ever watched? You've watched
produce
SpongeBob,
jelly.
yes?
SpongeBob's.
never-
Is that on your card?
I mean, I've
that
seen
all?
like 2
Damn it.
seconds of it. but that's
You're
it.
welcome.
Bluff. Ha! I got another bluff point from Dean.
I keep giving them out. It just doesn't
jellyfish
sound
farm.
real.
Oh, nice one.
So yeah, so in SpongeBob milks the
Smuckers.
jellyfish, and they produce jelly. And
Krabby
he
Patty
puts
with
them on-
jellyfish
That's
jelly.
incredible.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And it makes
And
the
I really wanted
sandwich.
to
No
try it.
ordinary sandwich.
Oh, I thought that was
It's
like
a
a
sandwich
real
filled with
thing.
jellyfish jelly.
Like I thought like jellyfish. I don't know. You could like chop up a jellyfish and put it with peanut butter and it'd be good.
I mean,
That'd
I've
be
never
disgusting.
tried it.
Yeah,
It's
me neither.
possible.
That's why I thought.
Which
you were
is
saying,
why
have you tried it?
we should try it.
All right, yeah.
I mean, it can't be that
That'll be
bad.
on our
I
menu.
feel like if you eat the
I mean, it could
tentacles,
be
it'll be
really
kind of
bad.
spicy.
that'll be on our menu
I
along
might
with
like
people.
that.
People,
Fun fact,
peanut butter and
apparently
jellyfish
there's
sandwiches.
jellyfish.
Worcestershire
I don't
sauce.
know
I know what
what
I'm
kind of
ordering.
jellyfish it is, but like,
People.
So we would have to open jellyfish farms, octopus farms,
Yeah.
Sea
Dolphin
slug
octopus
farms.
farms.
Oh yeah. You got
We'll just
octopus
harvest.
gardens.
We'll harvest
Octopus
all
gardens.
the fruit of the sea.
Oh, lobster? Why isn't anyone talking about lobster?
Well, because that's so
Well, lobster's already
basic.
swimming. They're already in the-
Don't be basic.
Yeah, you freaking normie, get out of here.
You're gonna have lobster ranchers where you ride your manatee across.
You know, I am gonna say this. I feel like
Can you turn me down just a little?
I feel like the hipsters are really gonna have fun with this though, because they'll be like, oh yeah, like jellyfish sandwiches are so like not. You guys aren't letting me keep going, and I want to be done with it.
No one's interrupted you.
I know that's the
I
problem.
was eating jellyfish back in 1982.
I've just got this view now in my head of like city slickers
so
and they're herding,
old
you know, cattle and stuff, but it's a bunch of people riding like manatees and they're herding lobsters across.
No,
the yeah, we gotta bring in
the
this herd of
lobsters.
lobsters. It's a
that
stampede.
No, dude,
Going
like,
like super slow because they're underwater.
no, dude, you can have like the manatees be like the cows because they're already sea cows, and then like you're just riding something bigger like a orca whale and just be like, it's alright.
There you go. That's the mount. The horse should be.
So
the
are we
orcas.
gonna have hamburgers?
Just wrangle up a
made out
couple of
manatees?
orcas with some.
Out of sea slugs.
We don't talk about sea slugs.
Oh, sea
Why
slugs,
not?
man.
Is that a rule?
Banana slug.
Is that a hard and fast rule then?
What does
hard
this
and
look like,
fast
Santa
rule.
Cruz?
Oh no, what am I thinking of? Oh, sea cucumber. Sea cucumbers are not really vegetables, but
That's my
good.
safe
And
word.
sea
I mean,
slugs.
they've got cucumber in the name, so how far off can it be?
Isn't that the name
Yeah.
of that British guy who plays Sherlock?
Huh?
Cucumber?
Ah.
Cumberbatch?
It's funny because he has a long, complicated name.
Cucumber bench. That guy's name is fucking complicated though. I don't like
It's
that.
not though.
I fucking love it though
Benedict
because like no
Cumberbatch.
matter how
Benedict.
weird
Yeah,
it
say it
that's
right,
not
Cumberbatch.
complicated.
He is.
Cumberbatch.
He is a,
That's
he
way
is
too
a
much
child.
name.
He is a celebrity child though. Like
What is
his
his
parents.
What's his name? What's his
celebrity
name?
child's name?
What?
What is
Oh,
this
his parents
stupid
are-
celebrity child's name?
No, like his parents were both celebrities.
Oh, okay.
Like that's
what
why he has the
What
weird
were their
name.
names?
His parents play his
I don't
parents on
remember.
All right,
Sherlock.
that's not his fault then, I guess.
Yeah. See, it's,
I guess I can't. get
It's
mad at
not
him
his
for that.
fault at all. He didn't pick
No,
his name.
it's not his fault, but he
What-
could change his name.
Wait, what's
He
wrong?
could.
He could change his name.
What's wrong with him being a celebrity with a very complicated name? That's like
It's just
everyone.
not
It's annoying to
okay,
say.
Dean.
It's just annoying
It's
to say.
annoying to
It's
say.
not
He's
annoying to say.
awesome.
It's fun to
Cumberbatch.
say.
Back to
Farms
building up
where they
these
grow
cities,
sea
man. We're
slugs.
building up cities as the floods are coming in.
You know,
So we're building up cities. What happens
I like
with
that.
crime?
Cucumber.
That's a point. That's a point.
Well, if we're living in the pirate
Cucumber.
state, there is no crime because we're all committing crime.
So we're all becoming pirates. Pirates. I love it.
yeah,
Pirates.
we all pirates.
Hold on, Escape
Skyscraper
from New York
pirates.
meets Waterworld. That would be awesome. I
Waterworld
gotta see
meets
that now.
Escape from New York. So we have some of the cities that are built up, rather than worried about them becoming actual functional cities, because they become flooded, they become prisons.
That could be our method of transportation.
Water wheels.
Yeah, when the cities go under, we could sell water wheels. We could be like renting out.
Or is that
Just
just like
vehicles.
slang for cars? Because like people are like, oh
A
yeah.
water wheel would be like the thing on the back of a
Water
steamship.
cars,
And are you talking about the water powers the wheel, or the wheel pushes the water?
Just like
Just like a
yo, I got a
wheel.
new set of water wheels, man.
Wait, don't they also have like?
Check them out.
Like spinners.
I got 20 inch
Water
rims on my
mills.
water wheels.
Does the water
I got water
make the
rims.
wheel spin around, or does the wheel push
No,
water?
no.
It's
That's
just
the thing.
like how people are like,
If
oh
the
yeah,
water
check
meets
out
the
my
wheel,
wheels,
that could take a
you
long
know?
time.
No, that's the
what
thing.
came first, the
On
male
boat-
seahorse or the baby?
No,
How
on
are we
boat,
being propelled around in this area?
on boats,
in God's name are we
the
talking
wheel is
about?
pushing the water. But like,
Like a
if you're
ferry?
talking about a water mill,
Yeah, if you're
like
in a preschool,
the water,
water mill, the water's pushing the wheel. On a boat, the
I don't-
wheel's pushing the
yeah,
water.
I feel like the wheel needs to push the water because if the water pushes the wheel, you could just be sitting there for days at a time.
No, you would do it.
So you're talking about transportation. We're moving.
We're moving. Yep. We're going.
What
We're
if you
going
could
to
just
the
get one
underwater
of those
Taco
water
Bell.
mill houses and start moving them, right? Like, it's just skip the middle step of having like a boat with that on it, and just put like an engine on one of those watermill things and just like propel your boat, your house
The ones that
boat
already
around.
exist.
That'd
Or
be
why
awesome.
don't we just transport with sea manatees like we talked about earlier?
Why not just put legs on your house?
Yeah, we need amphibious vehicles that can walk onto land and then swim through the water.
You've got to use gasoline or electricity or something to power the wheel. Whereas if water is turning the wheel, you can use that to actually make power.
So is that so? It's like a
That's
generator.
true. But that's a big if.
Propelled by farts
a big
of
if.
sea cows.
Propelled by
Farts.
farts. So the
farts of sea
cows.
You fart to turn the wheel,
Yeah.
which pushes the water. I like
Yeah.
that. And then you have the really good motorboat
see-
that's going.
You slap the manatee, it farts, and then you got your stuff.
Energy, yay.
Wait, Dean.
What?
Dean, do you remember that bit in SpongeBob where
electricity.
like
Powered by
Sandy's
manatee
just like,
farts.
and since when does your house have feet? And he's just like, this is my mobile home. Just do that. Rocks with legs. Why not?
Yes, amphibious vehicles in the most literal sense that
Why don't we
walk
just-
onto land and then
Watermill
swim
cottages
through the
with
ocean.
legs.
Why don't we
the
just
fuck not?
ride rocks? I mean, the pioneers have been doing it.
Yeah, they rode those babies for
They wrote
miles.
those babies from miles.
And now you're telling me they could drive?
My diet, Dr. Kelp.
Where's my drink?
How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink?
Call yourself a delivery boy.
I ain't buying it.
I felt so bad for SpongeBob.
I felt so sorry for him. That piece of
Yeah.
shit with his fucking.
This
Dr.
one's
Kelp
on the
piece of shit.
house.
Well, this one's on the house.
Now we're just quoting SpongeBob.
Yeah, what's going on?
That's
right
what this
now?
has
Okay,
become.
this is a water episode. Like, what was everybody?
It's
expecting?
warranted.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think
Well,
we.
SpongeBob, how is he going to save these cities? We need to get back to the.
How
to
is
the
SpongeBob?
stories.
Well,
Yeah.
oh,
How's
well,
SpongeBob going to save the cities?
Patrick
We're
would
gonna build
move
a
it.
bunch of condominiums and giant pineapples and tiki heads.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? The entire human population.
Although I do think we should have Diet Dr. Kelp because
Just diet, Dr. Kelp.
yeah,
No regular Dr. Kelp.
no, if we're gonna
No,
get
no
rid
one's
of all
gonna
that
drink
shit-
regular.
We need Krabby Patties. Oh, and kelp shakes.
What's next? Sequin milkshakes? Bow tie French fries.
pretty patties? Pretty patties.
Burger
yes.
King started making them.
What?
They're not pretty patties, but they're like color themed patties.
Oh
and
yeah,
everyone's
the
like,
black burgers. Those look fucking disgusting.
Yum yum. Don't you want to eat a burger that's black?
That's racist.
Aren't they all black?
Welcome to
A
America.
black burger.
Against the race of burgers?
Hey man, black burgers
Well, it
count.
depends on who you made that burger out of.
I think I'd rather eat a black burger than a white burger.
Black burgers matter.
If someone gave me a white burger, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah,
I don't
screw Burger
order. I don't get fast food burgers. I don't trust them at all.
It's all about
Really?
Carl's
Believe
Jr.
me, you don't want to eat the white burger.
Whoop whoop.
To keep the cities that are below sea level from flooding too fast. Okay, where do they usually at? They're at places where rivers have deltas that meet the ocean, right?
Yes.
So we need to divert the rivers. What do we need to
with a
divert the
slope.
rivers? Let me put my S in there. What do we need to divert the rivers?
Gophers?
Beavers!
Bringing back the beavers.
Bring
Aren't they
back
busy
the
in the
beavers.
brothel
No
though?
water beavers.
I'm sorry. When did we bring up beavers? Was I there for that?
The,
episode?
Winnie
No,
the Pooh
that was the
episode.
Winnie
That was
the
the Pooh
Pooh
episode.
Yeah, you were.
Oh yeah, I wasn't here.
Yeah. He
Oh,
was
that
stuck on
fun.
beavers the
yeah,
whole episode.
Beaver prostitutes.
The whole
Got beavers on the brain.
episode.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Beavers, plural.
And Eric couldn't remember anything and it just made everyone
Yeah,
stressed.
the whole time. I don't remember.
But I didn't kill him. But I
If
didn't
you,
kill him.
if you divert the flow of the big rivers like the Mississippi and stuff, now you will change the coastal areas that are below sea level, giving the older cities a little more time. It's another band-aid. It doesn't save everybody at all, but it gives us another 50 years to build up.
We're putting what? How do you say that? We're like putting a dike in the wall or whatever.
What?
Yeah, a dam. You
I've
divert
been
the
putting
river
a
with a
dike in the
dam, and you
dam.
make it turn another way,
Yeah.
and have it go
Damn
through
dike.
Akron, Ohio, or something. Because who needs
Leave
those
the dikes
people?
alone.
I agree.
Just cut through Wyoming, take out all the pipes that they're building and stuff for oil. And
But that's only a temporary solution, though. That would only
Let
we can
the
only do
dikes
that for
divert
temporary.
whatever they want.
We're gonna put the dikes on the island.
I mean, they'd have fun.
Wait,
We're gonna put the dikes on the New York island.
And that's how the island of Themyscira was born.
Comes out on top.
Oh, yeah.
I just
That's
said
what
that.
you meant.
yeah.
I thought you said. Oh, okay. You said, "Is that Wonder Woman?" But
Yeah,
you meant
I was
Wonder
like,
Woman.
isn't
I
that
thought you
like
just
Wonder
meant
Woman?
Wonder Woman
No, I
as a
meant like
person.
the theme of the
Wait,
movie.
Wonder Woman is a dike? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh Jesus Christ! We're going way.
If anything, she's bi.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
get
pretty
in
sure
trouble.
She is kind of
Yeah.
strong.
Actually, she is
strong-willed
bi.
and-
Like Wonder Woman is actually.
Yeah, I mean, because
bi.
she grew up on Themyscira, and then also she likes
Really?
Yeah, she's bi.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The people who
I have all
wrote
the
it
respect for Wonder
were
Woman.
bi. Well, they were like in a polyamorous relationship, and the two girls like.
Oh
everyone
yeah,
was bi.
he was
It
also
crazy.
really into bondage, and if you
Yep.
read early Wonder Woman comics, you can really see that.
Well, the whip
Wait,
and
who
all.
is-
Was she?
Yeah.
She was the Dominator, though, right? Wonder Woman. She was like the-
Dominator.
Yeah.
Dominatrix.
Dominator.
She was not the one being
Did
dominated,
you say it
right?
was in the who?
That golden lasso makes a nice bullwhip.
Was really into. Yeah.
The one
Wow.
who created Wonder Woman.
Wow,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that
he
whip has whole new meaning.
a lasso of truth.
Tell me what you know.
It's really a bullwhip. We know.
Somebody's true.
A lasso of truth.
It doesn't have a handle. It's just a rope.
The safe word is Aries.
And the
Get going on
beavers,
this
I
shit.
guess.
The beavers. Yeah, we gotta
Beavers,
divert.
gotta
The,
get those beavers.
As you
That
build
does
these
make-
cities up, think of the fountains and aqueducts and stuff you could build. Although a lot of salt water here.
so that's not good.
Desalinization, is this happening or not?
No, we adapt so that we can drink salt.
Ooh, we evolved so we can drink salt water. What would we look like? Because your skin changes to.
We'd be yellow.
Yeah.
We'd be wrinkly.
It's kind of a bloaty, wrinkly.
Yeah, we'd definitely look gross. And we'd be farting a lot more.
And there, the population goes down, so we have less problems. There you go.
Yeah, that's true. All the poor people stop having babies. 'Cause
Yeah.
they don't even want to screw each other.
Well, see, but like looks evolve over time. You know, like people
You get
people
used to
way
it.
back when looked a lot different. They were a lot shorter. You know.
Yeah,
And
They were a lot
uglier.
taller
Also-
now.
yeah, they
a
were
lot
uglier.
Yeah, they were a lot uglier.
Were they uglier, or did they just wear like shitty clothing?
They
No,
were
they
ugly.
were
No, they were
uglier.
uglier.
I mean, just
They're
consider.
There was a
how,
lot of incest. There was.
I think there still is.
People
Not that I know.
doing.
There's a
No,
lot of
I
incest,
wouldn't say
man.
a lot. I don't know what happens in your family, Eric, but in normal society,
But so yeah, like they were definitely uglier. They were
had that
shorter, and maybe like at the time they weren't uglier. Like I'm sure they didn't think they were.
No,
uglier.
they
standards were
They might
different.
think that we're ugly.
they were
now,
definitely
you
a
know?
lot smellier too.
Yeah.
I know. Mackenzie is literally Sandy
I am not saying
because she's from Texas.
I wanna go home.
You could be a worse character than Sandy.
That's true. Okay, it didn't occur to me until like literally I think it was last week that her name is Sandy Cheeks and like
Oh, that's
And
Sandy
she's
Cheeks.
sitting
Sandy
on the
Cheeks.
beach.
Yeah.
In her thong.
Like, it just
and she's
never
not really
made
a
sense
squirrel
to
at all.
me.
In a bikini bottom.
She's a beaver.
She's not a beaver.
put her to work.
A beaver from Texas. Now that's ridiculous.
But yeah, so
Texas beavers.
Hey, Patrick, what am I?
It's not a beaver dam. It's a beaver dike.
No, I'm Texas.
What's the difference?
that was so insulting. That episode used to play on repeat all the time, and I'm not sure if that was just in Texas or if that was everywhere. But like it was literally.
I
always
remember
on.
seeing that episode
It was
quite a bit.
Yeah, it was always on.
The stars at night are dull and dim.
Whenever they have to be over, you went to Texas.
This just became a SpongeBob episode.
I wanted to
and
bring
not a
that
Little
episode up because I knew
Hey
it would irk
Patrick,
Mackenzie.
I'm Texas. Die howdy, y'all. Well,
Um,
boats should become cars naturally.
You mean cars should become boats? So, yeah, we already
Water
we
wheels.
brought
No,
up.
no, no, no. Like boats are
amphibious
underwater and they
vehicles, so
have
you could be-
wheels.
You could be on land and I got to go to that city over there that's flooded.
And also, there isn't driving school. There's boating school.
Okay, we're
Oh my
not
God.
going.
Because we have cities that are
Stop it
advanced.
already.
Get off the SpongeBob train.
A guy
Thank
can
you.
dream.
This is not.
Ain't
we'll
nobody
have- we'll-
getting off the SpongeBob train.
Choo choo.
Are we doing any?
So will there be different kinds of drugs
Hi, Mackenzie.
now that the
How you doing?
now that we have like a whole different world that we're living in?
What
Like,
kind of drugs
Yeah.
are we growing in these new
I'm thinking
ocean
Seaweed.
farms?
I'm thinking maybe we
Seaweed.
can like
Yeah.
huff
Seaweed opiates.
we can huff like
me say that.
fish guts like a
Yeah.
huff of puff
Yeah,
fish or
sure, man.
Oh, all right. So
I mean, like, I'm thinking,
so we're like making sushi that you like freeze dry it so you can chop lines out of it and you're huffing it.
I like the freeze dry.
Oh, spicy tuna.
Hey, man, you licked a turtle's back?
freeze it and
Hallucinogenic sea
I feel like
urchins.
you'd like a.
And
I feel like
pufferfish
you'd
is
lick
the
a
way to
turtle's
go because
belly.
that's like the sushi
That's
poison
better.
one.
yeah, exactly.
So you
you
get-
go straight to the hardest shit.
And the lionfish
Fugu.
too with the crazy stingers.
Yeah.
They'll get up
Any
in your
sting-
What about
stomach.
the
stingrays would be good.
blobfish? I bet the blobfish have something.
Blobfish.
Yeah.
Gotta dive
You don't know what a
pretty deep to get
blobfish
them.
is?
terrible today. I don't know
It looks like a really disappointed old man.
It looks like Vladimir Putin.
Can I Google it? Will you guys
Yeah,
call me
yeah.
on cheating?
It looks like Vladimir
You
Putin.
can't
cheater,
cheat.
pumpkin
You can't cheat during
eater.
this.
Phones are allowed in the list game.
Yeah, you can't
Oh,
cheat
yeah, that's
during
right,
the
that's
list.
This isn't trivia, man.
Blobberfish?
Blobfish. Blobberfish.
Blobber.
Blubber.
If you watch SNL, there's that skit with the mermaid that's part blobfish.
Oh.
I haven't seen that.
Ew.
Really interesting.
See, I
It
bet
does
they-
look like an old man. You know what it looks like? Have you guys ever seen what's that movie with the kid, The Neverending Story? Have you guys ever seen The Neverending Story? It looks
I
like
love
the
that.
dog from The Neverending Story.
Don't
the
you
flying
talk
dog.
shit about the dog.
I love the dog.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
love the
luck
movie.
dragon, man.
But look
It's
at
not
that
a dog.
face.
It's
It
a
looks
luck
like the
dragon.
dog.
That does not
Just
look
big
like
nose.
it.
You mean
The
no?
Falcon, the wide
It doesn't
nose.
look like Falcor.
You know what they use the bobfish for?
Blobfish.
The blobfish is they stick a needle in it and suck stuff out of it, and then they inject it like Botox.
Oh, to straighten out the people because they have wrinkly skin because we've
That's
adjusted to salt
right.
water.
We're gonna straighten you out with some blob.
But wouldn't that
Ah.
make it more? I mean, it's a
It just
blob.
feels-
So
so
you
it
just
just
double or
fill you
triple your
out.
dosage, and then you start to get fucked up.
But when people are injecting all the time, you end up looking like the people that were in
look like a
that
blobfish.
movie with
Yeah,
the
you start
robot where
looking like a
everybody's sitting in
blobfish.
their chairs and stuff.
Oh, Wally.
Wally.
Wally, thank you. Yeah.
Wally.
So everybody's just all blobbered out.
Wally.
When you try to walk, but everybody floats. You don't have to
there you
swim
go.
so much, man.
Yeah.
We're all just floating around, bumping into each other.
And you can smell it underwater.
We don't even need bathrooms anymore. You just, you're floating around, peeing in the water.
No. I feel like there should be some kind of regulation for that. Like that needs to be regulated.
What, the amount of blobfish you inject?
No.
No, they finally have
Am I
developed
behind?
Bathrooms.
They finally developed that
bathrooms in the
chemical that you put in the water so that when you pee
Yeah, but
in the water
it's not regulated.
around you turns purple or bright yellow or something. So everybody
Like a
goes,
shame circle.
Soon the entire ocean is just purple.
How do you regulate that?
because all the
though?
fish are peeing in it anyway.
How do you
Like you
regulate that?
said, like you put in the chemical that like when
Oh,
you
it
pee,
like
yeah.
purifies it or whatever?
No, it like shames you.
DPI shames you.
Wait, why is the goal to shame people?
So that they don't go to
Yeah,
the
then they get
bathroom in
arrested.
the ocean.
Well, what choice do you have if everybody lives in the ocean?
If we have buildings and stuff, I'm sure we can operate some kind
How
of
do
plumbing
we get rid of
system.
our waste then?
Where else would the plumbing go?
Whenever you go to the bar that's right next to the mermaid brothel, the water's always really warm. How come whenever I'm by this bar, the water's really warm here?
Wait, are we swimming through? I thought we made like kind of like a
It's comfortable, but
a
man, is
raft
it
kind of
disgusting.
city where we
Well,
walk.
the
I
poor
didn't know we were
I like
swimming
that better.
through.
I like walking around.
We need some kind of
Look,
machine to
look,
filter the
when everybody's
sludge from the
swimming, it's
water.
the early stages. They started building the raft cities and stuff, but they weren't fast enough, and so the floods came in. So we're still building the cities, but there's some years in there in between where, people are kayaking and canoeing and
I do-
floating around and peeing in the water.
I
and all
do
that
imagine like kind of like streets of water, so you can take your boat out if you want to get somewhere
that was-
fast.
stuff.
Canal.
That was Blake's
just
idea like
kayak
an
in
hour
and
ago.
Yeah.
We do have cities like that, and there is a huge section of Miami that turns into that every year.
In real life, like
Yeah,
right now.
real life
that's
right
cool.
now. It started about 6 years
One
ago.
more reason to go to Miami.
And right around this time of year, right around hurricane season, like miles and miles of the city is just so flooded that you
Oh, they
can't
just
drive
said
your
fuck
car.
it, and they just said,
Cruise
"Might as
around
well."
in canoes and stuff.
That's awesome. That's what I call making lemonade out of lemons, right there. They're just like, oh, we'll just.
And
make
a
this
lot of
separate
people
part
there
the
have
city.
actually, put their houses on stilts and raised them up like 15 feet. And
But then how do they get to them when it's not covered in water?
you have to make
They
porches and
Well, now they live
stairs
like that.
and
Yes, there
Now
are
they
stairs.
live like that. They just pump water in
Stairs
there every
are a
time it gets
thing.
flooded.
You just get giant flying fish, you know the fish that jump out of the water and fly.
Flying fish.
That's a thing.
I was in a town in Louisiana called Covington, Louisiana.
got it right.
And this was back in 2000. And the area that I was in was basically old bayou. And it was getting flooded every year by the storms and stuff. And people's houses were more like mobile homes and stuff, but they were literally on stilts that were like 20 feet high.
Yeah, I've seen that here.
20
I've
feet
seen that in
high. You had
California.
to go up 20 feet to get into your house.
I've seen that
They're
here.
on legs then.
Yeah,
They're mobile homes.
exactly.
I would like the underwater world.
Yeah,
that
they would do
sounds
the
so
underwater
cool.
shit.
Bioshock.
Yeah, we got to see Sea Lab.
That
Is that the
definitely
name
did
of the
not
thing?
work out.
That's got to happen.
What's that?
The underwater cities.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sea Lab. Is it Sea Lab? What was that?
Oh yeah,
that's
that's
got to
like
Atlantis.
Sea Lab 3001 or something like that.
That's got to happen. You got to have the underwater cities where you're laying in bed and you're looking up through this bubble window and there's fish swimming around.
So,
Well, this is also the rich people. There you go, little Bioshock action going on. Yeah.
There's an episode of Archer that like bring him back, and he apparently all his crew died, and he was just crazy in the underwater sea lab by himself.
I've seen that one.
That was a good one.
Underwater clubs would be pretty cool.
Ooh.
Underwater what?
Yeah.
Clubs.
Oh yeah,
Parties.
That'd be
like
cool.
an
Like
underwater.
it could be the whole ceiling could be made out of like
Do they have those in
glass.
Dubai?
It's an aquarium
underwater
where you
club?
can get
Yeah, I feel
drunk
like
and
that's something.
No, they have. They're
Dance.
building an underwater hotel, and it's really cool. So like the lobby is above ground, and then like all the rooms are underground, and they have like a huge like glass wall so you can see out to the ocean, and they have like their coral reef that they're making.
and like a skylight too.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
it's really cool.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be
sick.
called a skylight. It would be a
Ocean
ocean light.
Depends.
sea light.
See the
Sea
sky,
glass.
right?
Skylight
You can
would
see
be
the
nice.
sky through the skylight.
But yeah, like it's really cool. Like I've seen.
conversation.
Wait, what did you say? What's the skylight made out of?
Sea glass, probably.
Well, then you can't see the sky because sea glass is colored glass that's been tempered by the ocean. It's usually beer bottles. And
But if you're
this and
looking,
that.
then
but if
not
the gla-
sea glass.
So
then.
it looks
the
like
skylight
stained
is up
glass
there.
windows.
There's normal glass, which happens to be underwater.
But if the light is above, right, you're looking up at the sky, right?
Yeah,
Therefore, it's a skylight.
but
Yeah,
there's
it's
too
still
much
a skylight, I think.
It's,
Doesn't matter. You're looking
yeah,
at the sky.
whatever. It's a surface.
I'm in charge
It's
of
a
sky
surface.
glasses.
It's a pane of glass where you can see the ocean. Let's
I
put
just
this
want to
to
watch
rest.
fish go by me. All right, guys.
Now you know how I feel.
I just want to see the fish go by.
Or we are flooding
that'd
the
be cool.
clubs and make party underwater.
Probably.
Flooding the
Make
She's all about you're all about those underwater
Yeah.
parties, right? Under the
I
sea
like
parties.
She's from Germany. That's what they do. They party.
Underwater.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All
Man,
the
I was
time.
laying in my little sea house and I was looking up through my skylight and I was watching these really cool whales swimming by and this big, huge whale took a dump on my skylight. How do I go out there and clean that off?
I gotta
man?
get new neighbors.
It's really weird. I've never imagined a whale pooping until now.
I haven't either.
What are you, some kind of weirdo, Dean?
Like, look it up. It's actually really important for like the whole
For
underwater.
some reason, I feel like whale
environment. It
poops wouldn't be
feeds
that big. I feel like they'd be
plankton.
little because they eat plankton.
It's like
But they eat a
diarrhea
lot of
stuff.
plankton.
Yeah, but it's like
It
little
eats
at a
lots
time.
of
I would
kinds
think.
of plankton.
It's probably not a big dump. Like it would be
Yeah.
like little.
It's actually really good fertilizer. And the more whales die, the more fucked up the ocean can get. It's actually a thing.
Really?
Yeah, look it up. I'm not trying to be like
No,
weird
no.
here. It's a thing.
I'm not trying to kill any whales, so don't worry about me. So back to underwater clubs. What kind of drugs are at these clubs?
Why is it all about? We already
Mermaid
discussed
drugs.
drugs.
I don't want
Oh,
anyone. How are we doing?
I know.
How are we doing these drugs?
Ecstasy. Only it's C.
Oh my
Ecstasy.
god! Take a point off
Yeah,
of
losing
Blake.
a point.
Take ecstasy.
Yeah, I don't know about that
Take
one.
ecstasy.
What's with the drinks? They would be full of salt water.
Yeah.
That's not so good.
What if you get like
Margaritas are a lot easier.
Liquor.
You got the salt, man.
Extra strong vodka drinks or something.
We would begin making alcohol out of kelp and seaweed. We'd find a
Yeah.
way.
would you
Just kind of ferment this stuff.
Yeah.
would we be wearing like scuba gear in these clubs or
Yeah, it'd
something?
be super
Yeah.
fashionable.
So what if it's like this like special scuba thing that has a little hose thing that you attach to
Built
the
in.
drink you buy, so you can drink it like that?
Yeah, that's cool.
You don't have an oxygen tank. You just have a tank that's like full
Nitrogen.
full of booze.
That's all you need.
And the mermaids are the strippers.
There we
Tequila
go.
with high oxygen content.
Hey, people would be into it.
Take off the clamshells.
Take
Our
off your
mermaids-
tails.
That would just be cutting themselves in half.
I don't know.
Kill yourself.
Kill yourself, you
What are you
stupid
saying?
stripper.
Well, maybe there's something under the tail.
No, the tails. That's when you discover the tails have a zipper and they just unzip.
Yeah, you never know. There might be something under the tails.
Do you think there'll be mermaid fraud where people pretend to be mermaids and they're really not?
Probably.
They're
There's
Yeah,
that-
because they're worth more. Yeah.
Maybe
that right
people will
now.
transition into mermaids.
I identify as Ariel.
There would be a lot of beachfront
That's where we go
strip
back to
malls.
growing
A lot of
gills.
strip
I mean,
malls
the
there.
merman.
No, I'm just kidding.
Would
I learned a word today.
human hybrids have like 2 legs, but they're like
Are
fins?
human hybrids aren't
I
they?
don't
mean
even
a
want to
Starbucks?
imagine that.
You mean a human?
mermaids are hybrids.
Well, no, they're not. They're their own species.
They're a hybrid between a fish and a human.
Starbucks.
No, they're not. Because a hybrid is 2 different species, and then have.
Dean, if you're
they're
seeing a
their own
mermaid
species.
with human legs, wouldn't that just be a human?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying a mermaid with like fin
Alright,
human, like fin legs,
Like
but 2
two
of them.
fins.
Like
Two
Starbucks.
tails.
Yeah,
Oh,
2
like
tails.
fins on the legs. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like a
Like a creature of the Black Lagoon.
I don't
Like
know.
a
I don't know if there is a
human?
term for that. Like a human fish.
It's a
Yes.
mermaid.
They got the web feet.
That'd be weird, man. I wouldn't want to see.
Or
something
like in the
that.
Skull Stories, they're human at the country, and in the water they're mermaids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that movie H2O. Have you guys seen
Yeah, we have this in Germany
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, guys.
Actually,
Yeah, another movie I've never heard
what
of.
you brought up with webbed feet, like right now, people get surgery to remove webbed.
Right, but maybe
Live,
they're
uh,
evolving.
That's a mutation that'll be
Yeah.
beneficial
And
in the
then
future.
more and more people
Oh,
would
now
get
you,
it.
you're
Fuck.
evolved.
One thing we haven't considered: what if mermaids or merpeople, as it turns out, are
Mer.
the opposite of what we expect? You know, they've got a fish top and a human bottom.
Yeah.
You know, what if
That would be
instead-
weird.
Ah,
what if the mer people decide to
Butterface.
not coexist with us? What if they decide to not coexist with us and then they attack us?
Big war.
Well, then we've got to destroy them.
then we
and
got a
eat them.
war on our hands.
They're cooler
Can they
than
get on
us.
land very
got a
easy? Because,
war.
like, well, you know.
Well, if they're the H2O mermaids,
Yeah.
then when they're dry,
What are they-
then
what are
they're
these
humans.
H2O
How do they drink water
When they're
then?
dry, they're humans.
Yeah.
And they
Okay.
don't. Because anytime they touch water,
Then how would they live?
they're mermaids.
But how do they live?
They just
How do
can't-
Well, they
what
go.
do they
They
eat?
go back to
They
the
eat
ocean.
fish.
They go back to the ocean.
And also just the slightest amount of
just-
water.
And so
turns
all the
into
cities that are
mermaids?
floating
Dumb.
around that
Yeah.
Dean built just get
Then how-
bombed from underneath.
That
and
was
sink.
a real issue because they're like these like
Merfolk do,
high
they
school
just-
girls.
How are
Creature
they
from
not
underneath.
constantly? What if it like gets
does,
a
that
little bit
happens a
humid
lot.
out?
Hey, well,
No,
if,
that's different.
if they're when they're dry, they're human. That would be like a really good mutation that I would welcome into our society.
But not if they're attacking us and they're acting as spies.
There's gotta be some that are all
They're
like,
after
Humans
our
are
resources,
assholes.
man. They discovered strawberries and they want them.
Why strawberries?
Why not?
They
Why
taste
is-
good.
you should call him out on that
Of all
because I'm very
things.
curious, but I don't want to do it.
I don't know, Dean.
I'm not doing it.
I think that's.
I mean, strawberries.
It did kind of come out of left field. I didn't think about it. But
Sea strawberries.
And
of
he
course.
went back there to check.
I went and got
Wait,
a drink
it-
of my
it doesn't-
coffee,
he
man.
can't
I'm
win.
not calling
I can't
them.
win
I'm
anyway,
not taking
right?
the risk.
Can you win anyway? Are you allowed to win or no?
He's allowed to
Yeah,
win,
I just
but
can't
only by
get,
bluff.
I just
Oh,
can't
yeah,
get
don't
points on your cards because I know
Okay.
your
All
cards.
right. Yeah.
So I have to win by bluff points
I'm
and
not-
using the cards that I got.
I'm not
That's it.
calling it.
We would need jobs underwater.
Oh,
Underwater jobs.
Well, we could do
Like
lots
killing
of
all the mer people.
No.
That would be a
Fishing.
Who's
draft.
gonna murder the
Fishing's
mer
gonna
people?
become a big job.
Who's gonna
Yeah.
murder them?
Fishing, breeding,
Fishing is
farming.
gonna become like
Yeah,
a
we
hate crime.
can become sea slug farmers.
Yum.
What?
What's your problem with sea
Sea
slugs,
slugs.
Mackenzie?
What's your obsession
You know
with
what
them,
we should
Blake?
do too? We should
Gee, I
find a
wonder.
way to like augment like
What does
the
that
number of
mean?
lobsters too, and like all the good things in the sea because all we could eat is seafood, right? Like
You
you know
know,
what I mean? So why not like find a way to like farm out the lobsters and the shrimp and all the stuff that tastes good from the sea?
GMO
So,
sea life.
in my
all
opinion,
the
at least.
crustaceans, like
Yeah.
just get all the crustaceans.
Find a
and
way to
we're gonna
like
eat them.
All
farm
the
out
giant sea
crustaceans.
cockroaches.
Yeah.
But we can make GMO sea life, man. We could
That
even
shit tastes
create
good.
our own creatures.
But we wouldn't be able
Oh,
to do
yeah.
that. We wouldn't be able
Like
to do that
steroid?
at first, though.
Half
like,
shark,
this
half
is kind of
human.
going to be a step back for a while. You know, like, it's going to be really hard to adjust to this. So I don't think our technology is going to go that much further immediately.
Yeah,
You
we're
know?
probably not
Expand
gonna
your
have
mind,
electricity
Mackenzie.
for a little bit.
In your mind.
Yeah, where's your
We're
faith?
talking about mer people here.
We're talking about mer people. Certainty that mer people are there. Like, it's never even been like, but what if they
Oh, yeah.
don't? Like, that's not even been a thing.
No,
It's
it
goes
just
without
when
saying.
the mer people come.
Yeah, they're
If mer people are
coming
a
to
thing,
stay.
are sirens a thing too?
Of course.
So we gotta watch out for those.
Yeah, we gotta watch out
Sirens?
for sirens.
what are sirens?
No,
They're
not
like
those.
evil mermaids.
They're the mermaids that used to sing and they would lure the sailors into the ocean and kill them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not a problem for
because-
us. Only for the.
All right,
Yeah,
is
it's
that what
really
Only
you're
for
bad.
the guys.
That's against the men.
Hey, you don't know that.
Yeah, it's actually.
I heard Eric say, is that one of your cards?
Is that one of your cards?
What?
Sirens?
Oh, bluff! What?
What? Oh!
Daniel, you should have let me stop. I was
No,
gonna,
you're
I was gonna
supposed
host
to
you.
say
on
you've
what
been
you
listed.
You've been listed.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's I didn't
Trying to
finish
make
the
listed a
sentence.
thing. It's not gonna
That's all right.
happen.
Anyways,
I was gonna say.
yeah, sirens are kind of like super ugly, but when they sing to you, they look beautiful.
Yeah, they were in the Odyssey.
And
Yeah.
they like it's almost like a hypnosis.
Kind of
thing.
the opposite of real life
Ah,
sirens.
yeah. And sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real life sirens are when they start singing, you're like, oh, stop.
They're
Okay,
hackers.
let's count up our
about.
points, guys.
Yeah, let's end this
Oh,
episode.
finally.
Let's end this fucking episode.
Okay, I'll reoccur.
Twitter voters.
Bluff points here. Blake had 2 bluff points. Mackenzie had 1 bluff point.
Woo.
Dean had 1 bluff point, and I had 1 bluff point. Let's go
perfect.
around from
Ruined
my
it.
left. Mr. Blake Benlin, what did you use and get away with?
0.
Wrong. I got
Wrong.
amphibious vehicles
Yep.
and sea slug farms.
God damn.
I even hinted.
Damn it.
At it, and you didn't catch on.
Damn it.
You made
Darn, you didn't use filtering the sludge? Oh, man.
I tried to bring it up, but it didn't catch on.
mad at
I
it.
did.
Yeah,
I did mention a machine that.
Usually when I change the
filters
subject,
sludge.
I'm trying to help out some of the people with some of them. And that's one of the things I was going to bring up was like, what do we do with sewage? Because all the sewers are now filled with water. Yeah, okay, well, next time. Eric, what'd you use, man?
I used a puffer fish.
Oh, yeah.
I used mermaid brothels.
Oh, shit.
And
The
I used
first thing we brought
taco
up.
taco diving bell.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say for
I
Blake
almost
though.
called you on the mermaid brothel.
I just wanted to ask Blake
You know, I
something.
played it off
Was
a
it
lot.
you that
I
brought
got
up the
myself
whole
in that.
waste disposal thing?
I think Daniel got us started on that. Topic.
Yeah, because mine was one of mine that I didn't use was the Tidy Bowl Man. I wish I brought that up because I could have
Yeah.
gotten some shit out of
The
that.
Tidy Bowl Man.
Tidy
Yeah,
Bowl.
you guys had a lot of good stuff. You should have used it all. Annika, what do you got?
So I used propelled by farts,
Yeah.
octopus garden,
Oh, yeah.
submarine subways.
Damn. Oh, I was gonna. Did I call her?
You
No,
should
you
have.
didn't. Submarine Subways. I even
job,
helped her out with it.
Eric.
I kept that one going,
Good
too.
job.
Yeah.
Front strip malls, and Mr. Hanky. I had
Really?
I
I didn't hear Mr. Hanky.
I did.
Somebody-
We
Okay.
talked about it.
I had no
We
idea.
sang a part of the song and
Yeah, we
everything.
talked about it
Wait,
for a
somebody
while.
talked.
I was hoping
talked
Mr.
about it.
Hanky and the Tidy Bowl Man would come up
I
together.
Yeah,
had
she-
no
she-
idea who's
she
that.
brought it on.
Who was that? I only said the name. I had no
Tidy
idea.
Bowl
Somebody
Man
else
is too
brought
busy
up
cleaning
Mr.
up
Hanky,
boogers and
right?
cum.
Like somebody else brought him
No,
up.
no, she brought it up, and then we
yeah.
just all.
And then I was like, who the hell is Mr. Hanky? And
I
then we
had
talked
no
about
idea
it.
who's that is.
Good job.
Mr. Hanky is a poop.
Christmas.
Mackenzie.
Just in case you were wondering.
Yeah, he said Christmas poop. I was
I
like,
used-
what the fuck?
No, I did not say Christmas poop. I wish I had.
Someone said something about
Yeah.
poop.
Someone said
He
Christmas.
was. He's the Christmas poop.
I was
I
like,
don't know what
the
that
fuck?
No, he's the poop. He's the poop from.
He's like
South
Santa
Park.
Claus, but he's a piece of poop.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was a Christmas poop.
Which idea
He's
was
Heidi Ho.
that?
Yeah. he's-
That's weird.
Yeah, the first episode, he's the Christmas poo.
Oh, he is Christmas.
All
poop.
right.
Good.
Grant's Christmas wishes.
Interesting. I used water wheels,
Yep, I heard that from somebody at least.
the electricity generators, and floating apartments.
Yep.
Cool, cool, cool.
What you got, Dean?
I used chicken with duck feet
Oh, shit.
When did you say that?
when I was talking about animals adapting
Yeah.
to the water.
Oh yeah.
Sea glass skylights.
Yeah.
We went into a whole thing.
Yeah, that
about
was
that,
a
didn't we?
That was a long topic. That was almost as long as
That was
SpongeBob.
long. I wish I could have called that, but I didn't want to call anybody.
No, I didn't say skyscraper pirates, but I talked about pirates living in skyscrapers.
Yeah, yeah.
That, I feel like that
counts.
counts. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, in the future, it's like even little things like if I put ing on it, like swimming, blah, 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 you can take the ing off. If something's not plural, you
Yeah, if
can
it's
make
the
it
same
plural.
subject.
You know, as long as it's pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that was definitely close enough.
And I mentioned slapping the manatee to make them fart for her thing.
I did hear that. Yes.
I was talking about
That was a
doing
genius idea.
I was talking about something else.
And-
Manatee
in
to
case you didn't know, slapping the manatee, of course, that was one of mine.
Slapping the manatee to make it fart.
I did a little
Yeah.
bit more than
I know.
Slap that
Dean
manatee.
added the farting.
I like
to the
the
mix, so
sound.
that's genius
To
Very
make it
clever.
fart. Sam, what do you got?
for a purpose.
First of all, I want to say I'm not sure if I actually got much of a response out of this one, if it was hidden, but I said dolphins as pets for one of them.
I didn't hear it.
Okay, I'm just gonna
did-
toss that one. I don't know if it was brought. Okay,
I'm putting
but I
it down
said-
as tentative, depending on if there's a tie or something.
Okay. I also got kayaking in the streets,
Kayaking in the streets.
Yeah.
cottages with legs, which I'm really surprised people
What with
didn't
legs?
bring up. Cottages with legs, because I brought up the water wheel, and then I brought up like the idea of just putting legs on your house, and I was like, "This is my mobile home." That's it.
Oh yeah.
You just talked about
I was
And-
just
SpongeBob for
happy I
so
could
much.
segue into an amphibious vehicle.
And he had SpongeBob. That was a card.
Mm-hmm.
SpongeBob
I purposely left
SquarePants.
SpongeBob out of it.
And my last card is Orca Wrangler, which I brought up because I believe Daniel mentioned the
Wrangler.
whole like rounding up lobsters, and then I built on it saying, "Oh, kind of like wrangling manatees and then wrangling orcas. I
did.
slipped it in, but I brought it up.
It was also what brought about the like I talked
Riding
about the
orcas or whatever?
stampede of lobsters and the orcas. Yeah. That was there.
I'm not winning this week. I don't give a
Okay.
shit.
And that leaves me. Okay, I got one bluff
Glad
point,
you
and
learned.
my cards were nobody called me on the good stuff here. Growing gills,
Oh shit.
Shit.
a jetty made of tampons,
Oh,
Fuck.
I totally was gonna call you on that too.
Noah's Ark,
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
I won't really give myself that point. And drowning in the diner.
I don't remember that one.
I do.
Drowning in the diner.
I heard that.
I didn't
heard
see
that.
that.
Yeah,
I
when he
didn't hear
talked
that
about the
one.
Seinfeld diner.
Remember the
like-
Seinfeld
Oh,
diner
yeah,
and
yeah.
everybody's
Oh.
drowning down in there? All
Oh
right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he.
Okay,
What's
so
the deal with drowning?
Blake had 4, Eric had 3, Annika had 5, 2 tentative are those, and Mac had 4. Mackenzie, sorry.
Thank you.
Meg.
Mac,
Write
what's
your
up,
name
Mac?
Mac just so I can write really fast.
That's like the
I like
only
that.
nickname I know.
I like
is
that
the
nickname.
no, that is the only
You like the
nickname
guy
I
from-
won't accept.
no, you don't call her
Oh,
Mac,
no.
dude. No. It's supposed
You
to
can-
be
So you
up
like
to-
Kenzie?
That's fine.
You like Kenzie?
That's cool.
Mac
I'm fine
Daddy.
with that.
Mac.
No.
Well, that's because
Dean
Mac
had
is a dude's
5.
Nice
Sam
work.
had 4. And Daniel had 5. Would have had 6, but I'm taking off Pirates of the Caribbean, which
a
means
lot of tie.
it's a
It's a
tie
tie.
between Dean and Anika.
Ooh.
What you guys
Fight
have?
it
5
out.
or 6? 5 or 6?
Five.
5.
I gave Anika the ghost points too because it's her first time. Okay.
Oh.
So I won.
Nice job.
This has been another episode of The List Game brought to
Yeah.
you by
Stanko
Stanko
Vision.
Vision.
And Worcestershire sauce.
And Worcestershire sauce.
And Tata sauce
and
for
all
fish.
these other things. And slapping
And-
manatees.
Fucking me good.
All right.
No.
Beavers.
Fuck you, good.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Next week, guys, think about making movies and TV shows for a very particular audience. That's all I'm going to give you right now.
Okie doke.
Old people.
Now you'll hear all my stupid stuff that tells us the list game is over. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Toodles.
The List Game is listener supported. Join the List Game community at www.listgame.com. To contact the List Game crew, email listgame@cox.net. COX. Please subscribe to the podcast, rate us, and leave a review.